The first book was Tales from SCX CARES.
Yeah.
Now, as I was processing the loss, because making the decision to close was not an easy one, you know, the pain it caused me to have to let these animals go that I had promised to be with for the rest of my life was a lot to go through and a lot to process. I think I'm on the tail end of it, but, you know, I'm finally getting through that it was the best thing that we could do for them. But it was a very painful process, and it took a lot out of me emotionally. And not only did I miss those animals, I missed the ability to share their stories and help people connect with them. So I sat down one morning and I just started writing little stories about, you know, the different animals we'd had and, you know, what I experienced living with them as their caretaker and the amazing abilities that they have. You know, what they were able to overcome. And it kept coming to mind about how, you know, people are no different than animals. And, you know, it's, like whatever they've had to go through is so similar to a lot of the things that people have gone through. So, you know, I wanted people to be able to connect with that, to be able to understand they're not different from us. They're a different species, but they are sentient beings, and they have wants and desires, and they are able to, you know, deal with tragedies and come through it, and, you know, their lives can change.
Mm-hmm.
So,
how many stories in the first book about SCX CARES?
There's 12, and we used a lot of the, all the pictures in it, except for one that my sweet niece drew. Are pictures that we had here of the animals as they lived here. So, you know, I don't know if people like cartoon pictures better, but I think the real pictures, you know, really bring them to life for people, and they can know that this is not a made-up story. It's not fiction. This is real. These animals are real.
And you must have enjoyed writing the first book because you wrote the second one.
You know, I did, but I did not plan this because I didn't really realize this one was going to amount to anything. I just started writing stories. I contacted Heather at the library at that time. She connected me with Linda Ketron at Class Publishing, and Linda took it, and she and her ladies up there at Class Publishing just made it come to life. And so that's how that happened. And then I kept finding myself thinking of more stories. I write in the early mornings. That's my best time. And so I started writing some more stories, and lo and behold, I ended up with 12 more. So, and the same thing with this book, is they're different stories about different animals that were here, and we use the, you know, pictures that we had here of the animals. And I just really hope that people enjoy the stories and are able to connect to these animals. And they're really written on like a middle school kids level, but a lot of adults have read it and enjoyed it. I mean, you know, it's a quick read for an adult. And even younger children have read it. And, you know, even though it's meant for older children, my 6-year-old granddaughter they read a chapter a night of this book once it came out. And she really loved it, you know. And then she picked out which ones were her favorite, you know. And I know at that point that she connected to the animals and that.
With so many years worth of stories to choose from, how did you narrow it down to which ones to put in the book?
You know, it's really strange. One of them would come to mind, and I would just start thinking about them and then what they went through and the story. And basically I wanted to, because there's still more stories that could be written, but what my goal was with these books was to try to help people see the resemblance in their lives and our lives. You know, so in some of the animals' lives, there may not be anything I can truly connect to, you know, what a child might go through, you know, or feelings that they have that are similar to what the animals have gone through, you know. And so that was the main thread for the stories. But
any chance for a number 3 book?
I don't know. I haven't started anything yet, I'll say that. But I'm really grateful to, you know, well, Heather for turning me into, you know, Linda at Class Publishing. And if it weren't for her and those ladies, this dream would never have come true. I never thought I'd be a writer. I mean, I didn't think of myself as a writer. I'm a poop scooper, you know. I mean, taking care of the animals was, when I didn't have to be stressed out about so many other things, it was a very meditative thing for me, and my relationship with each one of them meant a lot, you know. So the journey has been a wonderful journey we were fortunate to be able to take.